Hey, everyone.
Come on.
Welcome to
I
Go.
love this guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
I use him for my drummer.
Animal's a good drummer.
Hi, it's me.
How
Oh,
did your-
hi, it's me. Wait, it's still not me. It's my shirt.
It's your torso.
That which does not kill me should run.
Everyone liked the little video at the beginning.
I love it.
Something new.
It is something new. It's something borrowed and something blue.
So I have a new setup here. I wish you could see it. It's kind of funny. I've got to help improve the sound. Well, actually, I pulled my video camera in closer. It was way up here. Now it's here. But in order, my stand for my mic now and camera, that it's off the monitor. I have a whole bunch of. I got a stack of Switch games like right in front of my face that you can't see because it's just out of camera. Well, it's working.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, we got Mike and the rest of the guys invited us into the Gamers United Guild. We said thank you. And I wanted to play that clip because I love that. We'll do that before every show. Every live show like this. That's awesome.
And then when I finish ours, then we can end with that. I mean, we can, you know what I mean.
What about KRP? You've got a beginning and then you got a whole different ending.
That's what I'm talking about. And you can switch them up.
You can. So what's going on? How'd your cookies turn out, sir?
The brownies I made
brownies.
They look awesome. They look awesome. Yeah, I had some white chocolate chips, and every week I get together with my good friend and we chat. And then, you know, a lot of times I go by the store and I'll pick something up. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to bake something. So, and trust me, I know I haven't baked the bread yet on the show, so I have to do that sometime soon.
So who do we have in here? We've got George Games.
Yeah, Mike is here.
JD is here. JD provided us with a little interesting story. We'll.
I cannot wait to cover that. I've got a couple, and I've got a couple of things to throw on with that too. We're gonna have a little bit of a hammer away moment tonight.
Hammer away, yeah. And Mike.
Wait till Jeff gets on hammer away. I can't wait. Oh, okay. What do you want to do first? I don't know, man. There's so much to do.
You know, we could show. I've been playing. Man, I've been playing Pac-Man 99 like crazy. I'm doing fairly well. I mean, I only have 2 victories, or Pac-1s as they call them. I got those 2, and the game is a lot of fun. Hey, Indie Gamers here. What's up? But if anyone has a Switch, I highly recommend it. If you are already paying for the online portion, then you can play this for free. It's Pac-Man, but it's a little bit different strategy. You can't just use your Pac-Man strategy because you're fighting 98 other people. And What's interesting when you when anyone gets ghost, they throw these thing called jammers, like Jammer Pac-Man, to the other people, and they're little outlines of Pac-Man, like white outlines, and they don't hurt you, but when they hit you, they slow you down. So if a ghost is chasing you and you run into one, it's going to slow you down. So you got to watch out for those guys.
Wow.
And you still the system of the fruit, pops up. Piece of fruit pops up whenever you get just under half of the pellets eaten on the screen. So that does play a part. But the best part is what it does when you eat a fruit is it resets all the power pellets. So if you've eaten all 4, it resets it, new board. And the best part is later on in the game, when you get down to like 30 people left, you get a red jammer Pac-Man. And it's the same thing. It's an outline of Pac-Man, and they chase you, but these guys will kill you if they touch you. And when you eat that fruit, it gets rid of those guys off the screen.
Now, how have you been doing on the game?
I consistently can get in the top 10.
Ooh.
Just about every time I play.
Kicking some ass.
I've won twice. I've come in second probably like 10 times. It's so frustrating. You get so close. And the last win I got, well, I only have 2, but the last one I got, I thought I lost because I thought I had died. But I think and I probably did, but I think the other person, it must have died like a split second before me. So I was a little surprised when it popped up. Pack 1.
Do you think this is the first time I would ever say that, or anybody's ever said you're kicking some pack ass?
Maybe.
Pack ass.
Hey, Indie Gamer just subbed. Thank you.
Pack ass. Thank you. 227.
That's awesome.
I looked at the number today. Remember, if we get to 500, do you remember?
You're going to reveal something embarrassing, right?
Yeah, it's probably kind of embarrassing.
When
we hit 500, I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to get my Kiss album. It's what I consider my favorite Kiss album. Let's see if anybody can guess what my favorite Kiss album is. And it was a change for the band, but not as big a change as I thought it was. The big change came after that album, actually. I thought that was the album. This was my favorite Kiss album. Is the last album to have been this. And actually, there's 2 things on there. Look it up. It is not. I will go so far as to say you are damn close, Papa Pete. If you were on a dartboard, you'd be like it's so close. I do love Lick It Up, though. That's a great record. My friend that I was just speaking of, I'll be talking to tomorrow, is not a fan of that song. She does not like that song. Love Gun. Lance, that's an awesome record. And what movie do I think of when I think of that? I always think of Role Models. If you've not seen Role Models, watch it. Have you seen that, Jeff? No. Have you seen it, Jeff?
Wait, who's in it?
Paul Rudd and the guy who played Stifler in the American Pie movies.
No, I haven't.
Okay, then have you seen I Love You, Man?
No.
Okay, then we're going to get together soon, and we're going to have a double feature, have pizza, and I'm serious. This is happening soon.
You know what I'd like to do is just have like a thing where you just name movies and see how long it takes me before I say, yes, I've seen that movie.
Well, and I'm fighting. I was just fighting being a dick again. I'm like, don't be a dick. Because I remember last time you said that, and it is not Destroyer. Not Destroyer. It's going to be one of those Fear the Minotaur. What is that a release I'm not familiar with? Yeah, Sean William Scott. Thank you. That's who that is. That's who played Stifler. Let's see if we have anybody. Slap it the bass. Jeff, we were just talking about that today. 2001. That
Yes.
was they have a thing. Have you seen these videos that they have where they say, see if you can guess the movie from the song? They're
Oh,
on YouTube.
no.
Oh, yeah, and we did that, and bum, 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 bum. My student's like, I've heard this for years, and I don't even know what it's from. That's almost exactly how he says it.
I one interesting thing with Space Odyssey is the music that's in the movie was a placeholder. They commissioned someone else to do all the music, and they have all the music. It just
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, this sounds pretty good. We're just going to leave it. So whoever made the poor soundtrack didn't even get it released. I wish on the Blu-rays, like as they do anniversaries, I wish they would put a second copy of the movie with the other soundtrack, the one that was
Oh,
originally
right,
supposed to. That would be
right,
interesting to watch the movie with a whole different soundtrack. It would
right.
completely change the movie around.
So
It's like
nobody's guessed the Kiss record yet.
nobody knows.
So I can vacuum then dinner. Way to go, George. You sound like me. That's me. Like I do the laundry because Christine says I do it because I used to work at the Disney store, so I know how to fold. What's up, Relic Gamer? Relic Gamer, can you guess what my favorite Kiss record is?
Thanks for stopping by, Relic.
Yeah, before you go, can you take one guess as to what my favorite Kiss record is? I said when Papa Pete said lick it up, he was very close.
Interesting.
He was very close. Actually, there was two things that actually when I said that this was the last of something.
It's The Gambler. Have you ever watched
Elder. No,
that?
well, you're right, JD. Elder was the last album with Ace, but I'm just going to go ahead and give this away. The album that is my favorite is the last album with Ace on the cover. So it was the last album on Casablanca Records, and it was the last album with Ace Frehley on the cover.
I don't think anybody knows.
No, that's Animal Eyes is a good guess. That's another album past. Yes, Papa Pete, Creatures of the Night. So when we get 500 subs, Destroyer, good guess. Somebody else said Destroyer earlier. Destroyer was a great record. It wasn't my favorite record though. In fact, I like Rock and Roll Over a little bit better. I was very fortunate. I found Rock and Roll Over fabric. It was like a big banner piece, and it was a good thickness in fabric, and it was cheaper when I bought it. Now you try to buy it, and it's like $30 a piece. But I think when I bought it, this banner, this what would you call it, a tapestry, was like $15. So I bought two of them, and then I had my friend help me put it together as a blanket. So I take that with me everywhere. Last album with 8-track. Yeah, that would have been true. Right. Yeah, because 1982 is when they finished up doing that. And I see he says Creatures too. JD said Creatures prior to Pete too.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was looking for that big long name. But no, Creatures of the Night came out and I loved that record. It's got Killer on it. It's got I Love It Loud. And it's got a song that I'm going to suggest my new band do, which was one of the greatest Rhythm of the Night. Is it a Kiss? Is it a cover of Kiss? No. Smart ass. I would expect nothing less. But shoot, where was I? What was I just saying? I don't even remember. Dang it, I hate that. And then I look back on the show and go, duh.
Look, DJ C is back. Hey, Chuck, what's going on?
Anyway.
He cleaned his grill the other day.
Cleaned his grill.
And I mean, not brush his teeth, but
I was waiting for that. What you doing? Cleaning the grill?
Hey, Born Distracted's here. There was some, who was it? Mike and Indie Gamer were talking about the Nintendo Indie Direct today.
Oh,
Did you know there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game coming out?
no.
And it was announced for the Switch today, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And it looks just like the old games, just with, newer, high-res stuff. So I'm excited about that. One of the other, they're doing a House of the Dead remake.
No.
They had that on Dreamcast with the light guns. I
remember when you got that. I was so excited. So excited.
I'll definitely get that. There was a game called Skull. It's an action platformer, and it's got amazing pixel art. I can't wait for that. One of the strangest games is one called The Longing. It's an adventure game, and you play this little guy who's living underground, and then the person like in charge of the cave, I don't know if it's a god or what, whatever he's been doing, he's all worn out. He's got to sleep for 400 days. He wants you to wake him up in 400 days. Meanwhile, do what you want to do. So the game literally takes 400 days to play because it's real time. So you just do whatever you want. I guess it's kind of like a game. You just go and play whenever you feel like it, and you just do some stuff. But even when you don't play, like if you don't play for a week, 7 days still pass.
That's over a year.
So you're not going to see the ending of this game. You'll see
next year,
like next May or something crazy. I've never heard of such this. It's so interesting.
And it's called Skull?
SKUL, only one L.
Yes.
And then they announced Oxenfree 2, which is a really cool like story game. We actually bought that on sale, the first one. We played through it. They're usually really short, a couple hours.
Yeah.
And there's a storyline going, like a big mystery. You got to solve things, and it's fun because like Christian and Silly were all sitting here. You come up with there's different questions or different things you can do when you decide what you want to do. So we're all like, let's do this, let's do that, and you just play through the whole thing, and it's really neat.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, about that the game at time. I actually got that when I started today because I want to be able to the very first day it's available to finish. I'll be able to finish it.
Sweet. So now you got it today?
It just came out today. So I grabbed it and started because I wanted to be on day one so I can see what happens.
How much is it?
Might be 15. There was another game called There Is No Game. That's the name of this thing. And this is the strangest game I've ever played. This one is like $12.50, I think. And this game, it starts with a title screen.
Yeah.
And you've got to like figure your way out of the screen. There's already puzzles on the screen. And every bit of the way, it reminds me of the Sesame Street book, The Monster at the End of this book. You know how Grover's constantly trying to do things to stop you from getting to the end? Well, that's what this game does. It's trying to stop you from even starting to play.
Oh, my God.
But that is the gameplay, is to solve the puzzles, to move to the next section. I'm playing this. I'm like, this is one of the most unique games I have ever played. It was so much fun. It's just crazy. It's I would recommend that one if anyone likes puzzle games.
Wow.
Yeah, Oxenfree was a great game. Actually, I think I got Oxenfree like $1.99 at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing called There Is No Game. It is very interesting.
There is no game. What's the game? There is no game. Oh, is this like Fight Club?
Strangest game we ever played. I'll tell you what, this one's right up there. There was one on PS3. Oh, I forgot what it was called.
The strangest game.
Darn it, forgot what it's called. On Dreamcast, playing Seaman, that was bizarre. It came with a mic, and you started with like a tadpole, and you're trying to get this thing to live.
Yeah.
And as it gets bigger and grows up, it's got a human face and a fish body, and the thing talks to you. He's kind of a smart ass. And you're trying to keep him alive. Get to the end of the game, and I won't even say what happens at the end, just in case anyone wants to play it. But it's narrated by Leonard Nimoy.
Shut your mouth.
Is that crazy?
Mike says No Time to Explain. Played a game years ago called No Time to Explain, which was really fun.
Never heard of it.
Huh. What was this one? Favorite arcade game is actually Moon Patrol. I got lucky on Amico. Yeah. Battlezone. I'd love to see that. Vectron. Vectron was, yeah. Okay. Wow.
Seaman's one of those games. It was actually fun. I'm glad I played it. I still have it, but that's not a game I'd ever go back to.
Genesis Noir. I still don't know what it is, says George. I don't know if I've ever played a strange game. Cousin Mike recently played a very strange game on his YouTube page. Seaman.
Retro Bro's here. Retro Bro, real quick before you leave, what's the strangest game you've played?
I mean, I've played some games that were, just not easy to play. Oh, here. Yeah, just played through Genesis Noir, which days later I have no idea what I played.
I'm trying to look up the really bizarre game I played on PS3. But yeah, so for me, I think it's definitely Seaman, and so far this new game, which I guess has been out on Steam for a while, but what's it called? There Is No Game.
That's just wild.
I can't find the name of that thing. What was that? Wait, is that the one that has Santa Claus too?
The Fist of Jesus. It's a beat 'em up game on Steam, where you can play as Jesus and beat up zombies.
I thought I
That's
saw
a trip.
Jesus and Santa were fighting.
Jesus and Santa were fighting?
That just doesn't sound right, does it? Oh, I know what it was. It was Nobi Boy on PS3.
Nobi Boy?
I don't even understand it to this day. It was so strange. There was a lot of weird games on the PS3. A lot of games you're like, I'm not even sure if this is a game.
I mean, how far do you play until you're like, is this even a game?
60 hours, and then I'm out.
You've already got it down to a math. Jeff, why don't you just quit the game? I got an hour left. 59.
9 hours. I got one more to go.
Just counting it down.
Hey, I'm curious if I'm hoping Crow shows up. I have something in my background tonight. I want to see if he recognizes.
Oh,
it's very Crow-like.
It's Crow-esque.
Yes. Can you
Crow-ish?
Can you figure out what it is that's behind me? That Crow.
It has. Is it full of crowosity? It's you. Like, oh, here. No, wait. Here's the one. It's uniquely Crow.
Oh, look at this point. This is good as Retro Rich. You see that? Nailed it. Boom.
Dang, dude.
Right there. You see what that is?
You've been practicing. What is it? Oh, it's a Funko Pop.
Racer X.
You got it.
Racer X.
Dude, I almost ordered it for you.
I want to put it there, and I just want to see if Crow will. Because I know Crow never comes up this early. Crow will be here about an hour and a half.
I almost ordered that for you. That's so weird.
I'll tell you what, I get why Crow has like a wall of Funko Pops. Because I went in there looking for something else. And then I'm like, oh, Speed Racer. It's like, oh, Racer X.
Oh, I know.
And then I started finding all these other ones. I was like, I got to get out of here.
I know.
I'm gonna be Crow with the 500 Funko Pops on the wall if I
I
don't
know.
take off. But I was like, wow, they really do have a lot of cool stuff.
They do. They do.
The key is their licensing is amazing. The stuff they have.
Yeah.
And there's stuff you really want to get. Yeah, JD, they have, as far as I know, at least 3 different Speed Racer Funkos.
Yeah, they have the one where he's like, hey, you know, that scene, the thing where he hops out of the car.
Yeah.
They have that one, and then they have the one where he's just facing forward. And then
they have one where he's in the Mach 5.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Peter, what's going on? I told Peter on Twitter we need to have him on as a guest because we had set up a while ago, but we never came up with the time.
Yeah. Born Distracted. That's my man from my show, Hammer Away. He's always there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So I get it now why Crow has so many Funko Pops, because it's like, my goodness, they're so cool.
Dude, you know, I got maybe since I just mentioned Hammer Away, maybe we got to do that photo that JD was talking about. That was JD that was talking about that, right?
Oh, yeah. He sent us a photo.
But I will say there it is. Okay. I got to remember Funko Pop. I got to come back to that though.
So JD sent me this photo last night, or he sent me an article about this photo. And I've never even heard of it. I've never heard the story behind the photo. I've never even seen the photo until last night. But it's done by a really famous, I guess, rock and roll photographer. And I think he said that this was his favorite photo he ever did.
I wonder who shot that, who that is.
I can't remember who it was. I didn't recognize the name, but they said he's done stuff for, like, you know, all the biggest bands around.
I was going to say, like, there's Neil Zlazwer, and there's Mark Weiss.
Actually, JD he might remember. So I guess nobody really knew where this photo took place for years. And then apparently a lot of people thought it was in Detroit. They knew the year of 78. But finally somebody cracked the code here and figured out it was actually right here in St. Louis in a suburb called Crestwood, which isn't that far from either one of us.
That's where KC95 originated.
Right. I guess they were there back then. And I think on the story, I think they had interviewed Eddie Van Halen and David Lee Roth, I guess, at this time.
Yeah. Wow.
But somebody figured I was on Watson Road here in St. Louis, and they found out because some guy had a reverse phone book, which I've never even heard of. But he was able to look up a business and then find addresses for the business. So what he did was he found a McDonald's. There's a store called Sight, which I've never even heard of.
Okay.
And further back, if you have a higher res, apparently that's a Kentucky Fried Chicken in the back. Looks like maybe that's a big bucket under the Sight thing. So apparently the only combination of these stores was on Watson Road. And then
interesting.
I think KC chimed in. It made sense because it was because they confirmed they were here at that time. They did an interview with them. And KC got a hold of 2 really high-res prints of the original photo. And they're keeping one. And they're actually doing a contest right now. It's still going on. It just started, so it's not done yet. For somebody to win the other one, which is really cool. Because God, it's such a funny picture. I mean, look at that big chunk out of a hamburger or a fillet of fish. I'm not sure what that Eddie Van Halen took out of that sandwich there. And he's got this look on his face like, this is disgusting. He wants to spit it out. David Lee Roth, is he like, it almost looks like he's holding a baby there along with his sandwich.
Yeah, he must have a bag with, I don't know. That's crazy. Well, it made me think, it made me think of a couple of other things that happened here in St. Louis with I went to a diner down on Olive, which still exists, but it's not called the same. And I may have mentioned this before, but this album was sitting up there, and this was the photo that was taken there.
In that diner here in town?
Yeah, at the time it was called the Gateway Diner. And Head East was there, and I stopped in and I talked with a gentleman named Danny, who then retired and moved to Florida. And he goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "What possessed somebody to do that?" And he goes, "Oh, this photo was taken here." And I go, "Get out of here." He goes, "Nope, I made all those pancakes." Because he was a cook there at the time, and then the owners sold him the place. And I took a look, and everything was the same. Like this speaker, and the speaker was still there, and the coat rack was still there, and not anymore though.
That's like taking a picture 40 years ago at Crown Candy, because you go down there again, and it's the same thing.
Right. Now, the other thing that happened, this was the first album. This is one of my all-time favorite Styx albums called Equinox. And this was the first album on A&M Records. And they signed to A&M Records here in St. Louis at Kiel Auditorium. So that's another reason that Styx is really, really big here too.
Which is no longer there.
Well, yeah, it's just, it was funny having Katie on the show recently when I was talking to her about that, and I call them whore buildings because, it's just named after whoever is spitting the money out for it, And, she had a great thing to say Richard Upper was the photographer. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, because I looked that up and I found it. They had another one with Eddie with his mouth chunked up again with a car. And it said Richard Upper on it. I believe had not.
It's just such a cool photo. I mean, right in the middle under this arch, which is, I don't know how many of these arches are even left, if there's any left. There's probably a few left around.
Yeah, you think somebody's got those?
Oh, I bet you there might be some left, but not many. Probably less than 10 if they have any left. But I mean, this sign is long gone. I believe the McDonald's though on Watson is still there.
Yeah, see, here's Neil Zlauser.
What a name.
I know, right? If anybody has ever seen the movie Rockstar, he's the gentleman taking the pictures of Steel Dragon, a Steel Dragon after Mark Wahlberg's character joins the band. And he's like, "Come on, dude, act like you're backstage." Then he was telling Izzy, he goes, "Hey, he goes a little less smiling, give me something else." And he just couldn't help it because he was so freaked out.
JD, I think, weren't these single arches just the way McDonald's did their buildings back then? I mean, I don't think that was unique here. I think that was all over the country, I believe.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was a single arch. And
I think McDonald's did used to do single arches, which was this before they had the double arch logo?
I would assume so.
So that's where they came up with the double arch. They're like, "Hey, you know what? That looks like half an M."
Somebody probably just had one, and maybe it was sitting next to a mirror, and hey, now that's an M. Come on, Bill. Why weren't you thinking of that?
Why didn't we think it's a long time ago?
Ray Kroc is to McDonald's as Marconi was to the radio. Just a little history. Did you ever see that movie, The Founder?
Oh yeah, with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
I knew there was always some kind of little underhandedness there in the storyline. I never knew the story though, so that was.
I didn't either. Everybody's always said Ray Kroc, and you're like Ray Kroc, McDonald's, Ray Kroc, McCroc, Ray Donalds. It's this salad of Ray Kroc and McDonald's, but you didn't even know that there were a couple of brothers that started it. But he's the one that marketed it. And the other thing too is speaking of this Van Halen picture, I brought that up at school today, where Yeah, see, Zlazauer Zlazauer. So
It's even
I'm going
more.
to actually work on getting him on the show because he's been one of my favorite photographers for years. Mark Weiss, if you ever look up any Mark Weiss photos and stuff, that's the gentleman who took pictures the night that I was backstage with Sammy Hagar. But anyway, I was just talking about Alex Van Halen, where, he said, the thing about McDonald's is they're not about food. That's not what they're about. They're about real estate. It's not about food. It's about real estate. So,
Yeah, that's what it turned into.
yeah. Yes, Lance says Single Arch was original. About 15 years ago, they built few new restaurants with a single arch retro design. Is that what they did with these new brick buildings? Is that what they have?
I think so.
Zlaz is exactly like he is in his documentary, In Your Face. Oh, I have to watch that. He is super cool. Got to know him over the what? JD.
How about that?
We need to exchange phone numbers.
Indie Gamer is taking off. Thanks for stopping, Gamer. Thanks for the sub. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian F is here. Yeah.
Franchising idea, but he basically cheated the original. Yeah, I know, right? Ruthless businessman.
At least according to the movie. I don't know if it's true or not, but remember the movie, the brothers had a handshake deal that would have gotten them still millions of dollars, and then Ray Kroc just kind of forgot about it.
Crocked him.
They
should have clocked him.
Ray, you're a crock. That's how he got his name. That wasn't even his original name. He changed it. Home of the McRib. Yes, you're right. I believe that was Ray Kroc's idea too. He's doing it all.
You know what's the worst thing about, hey, do they sell those at the store? Do they sell like those rib patties at the store that you can, because I don't want to go to McDonald's, but I still really like those things.
I don't think so.
Like I could see like Sam selling a stack of those.
Oh, I'm sure somebody sells something similar, but I don't think McDonald's actually sells the McRib anywhere.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't trust. Well, because Christine and I were just talking about it. What is it with that? The movie really turned me on to something gross. I mean, because they had that powder, right? Remember, it wasn't even a shake.
Oh yeah. Didn't they have didn't they change it back because there were complaints or something?
Is that right? Because it wasn't. Yeah. I don't know. That really
because I actually had seen that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, that was. But yeah, like Marconi did that. We grew up. Marconi, invented the radio. I mean,
didn't Tesla invent it?
Tesla invented it. He came up with all of the science behind it and how it worked. And Marconi pulled a crock and goes, and because Tesla wanted to have free radio for everybody. He's like, this is technology that should just be given to everybody. Should just have this. There you go. Mm-hmm. And then Marconi came in and marketed it and goes, oh no, wait, I'll get this in every home, and Tesla was like, that's not what I want to do here. So he kind of took Tesla's, research and everything and made it into I think they are still using fake ice cream in their shakes, says Brian. All right, Mike, have a good one. Something for work and then going on with Retro Bro. Excellent. Have a great rest of the evening and a great show. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff there. But yeah, that always bothered, and because it bothered me because I learned that, and where did I learn Most of my stuff when I was a kid. Schoolhouse Rock.
Cool. Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had Marconi in the one with inventions,
Those bastards.
Totally. Smash it. Smash it.
Oh,
So yeah.
What were you going to say about Funko Pops before we started doing this?
So thanks. I appreciate you bringing me back. I did the same thing, Jeff. The other night I was looking at Amazon and I found Lemmy from Motorhead. And not only that, they had the Motorhead mascot. And then they had, well, of course they got the Iron Maiden ones. But is that how tall is that one? A lot of the ones I was looking at, they say they're like 3 inches and something.
I think they're all like that, aren't they?
Is that what it is? I mean, is that all the taller it is?
Yeah, because it's basically the little window here is exactly how big he is. He doesn't go down here. Yeah, so it's like 3 inches, maybe 3+ inches.
Okay. Which is not what I said. Look at that. I want to see Ronald McDonald go up against the Burger King. Like I want to see him come around in the drive-thru, like these new commercials. I mean, how creepy is that?
You don't really see.
How creepy.
You don't really see Ronald McDonald anymore. Is he even in there?
No, because they had that whole clown incident going on. And when was that? 2006 or 16? Something.
People or chasing people?
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't Ronald McDonald.
I know, but they're still clowns. There was a gentleman that worked at Christine's office, and they had a thing where he would it was an after work party, and Ronald McDonald was going to be there, and this gentleman would not come out to that party area. Del Taco just came up. We were just doing this. It's funny that you guys were talking about fast food, because at school yesterday, one of my students just up and started writing a list of fast food places. I said, does it have to be here? And they go, no. And I immediately thought, what?
I don't know.
It's out west. I think about it every time I think about California.
Like
if I was thinking, yes. And I was thinking it, and my other student said it. He goes, what about In-N-Out? I'm like, what did you just say that flipped me out?
It's weird. We ate there when we were in Vegas a couple years ago, and none of us liked it at all.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like the French fries were the worst fries I've ever had in my life. It was like cardboard. There was no flavor. It was just gross. So I don't know if that was a bad night for them or what, but it was a bad night for us because we had to eat it.
Oh, Brian, my dad is a huge fan of McDonald's fries. And I won't go to McDonald's. I won't go there. But my dad loves their fries.
Oh, look at this. There's a Funko Pop. See, this is what I'm talking about. Smokey the Bandit. I would love to have Bandit in his Trans Am.
Oh, he's sitting in the Trans Am. They had a really... I might have to look for this one and see if I can get it for my son-in-law, because they had a large size Hulk, and he's a huge Hulk fan. And I was thinking about at one point getting it for him, but I don't know if my daughter would let him display it. So I didn't get it because I was like, I just don't know.
Oh, look at this. Shakey's versus Pizza Hut.
Oh, Shakey's versus Pizza Hut. I'd have to go Shakey's.
Now, do you like Culver's?
I do like Culver's.
I love Culver's. It's one of my favorite places. I love the hamburgers and the people working there. It's like, is this a fast food restaurant? These people are on the ball. And they look like they're happy to be there. Usually go to a fast food restaurant, these people look like they're going to be hanging themselves in the back in about 5 minutes. They look like they just hate everything.
Oh, wow.
Cold-hearted bee right there. So it's just depressing to order from some of these people. Like, oh, God, can you? I mean, you got a job, you're working.
Well, yeah, but what about the ones where they're really fun? You know, what was the last fast food place you went to where people were like just fun? Or you get the ladies in the drive-through, they're like, you're like, what can I get for you, honey? And you're like, oh, uh, hold on.
I mean,
That's so adorable. You
here,
know?
Culver's and Chick-fil-A, the people who work there are just, they just seem like they're happy to be there.
Yes.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if management of those two places is very good at picking people who are going to be just happy no matter what.
I think so.
Like, I've never had a bad experience with a worker at either place.
No. It's really cool. And I mean, there's just nothing like it.
Hey, Rich is here.
Slappy. When they are hot.
Slappy. When did Slappy come in?
Eat them cold. They taste like diapers.
Yeah.
How do you know what a diaper tastes like?
Because he's had these fries when they're cold.
I can just imagine a diaper tasting like this.
Hey, Fastback's here. Slappy, Fastback.
It's kind of like when I was a kid and my mom had me. Oh yeah, there's whip. Where'd it go? There it is. Whoop.
I've never had
Somebody mentioned it the other day when we were making that list.
Yeah, I've never had that. It's not here in this area for sure.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't think of it. Oh, that's like when I was a kid and my mom made liver and I tasted it. And I'm like, yeah, I used to go, it tastes like dog poop. But then people are like, oh, you eat dog poop? You're like, shut it, first of all.
You should just fire back. You're about to eat some dog poop. Wise guy. And then they leave you alone.
You're like, no, your brother's got liver. I cooked you some dog poo.
I've never even tasted liver. Never even tried it.
Yeah, local places near me, there's one that cooks them over an indoor charcoal pit. Shut your mouth. What's it called?
Indoor charcoal pit.
What's the place called? Because I want that. I mean, we just made burgers last night. My Christine is great on the grill. I put the grill together. I'm so busy with stuff, So when my day's over at work, I still got a crap ton of things to do afterwards.
Look at this from Lance Jennings here. White Castle versus Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. I got to go Steak and Shake. What was your...
I'll go White Castle today because the Steak and Shakes by us, we just had it today, and it just wasn't that good. I don't know. Really? Steak and Shake has gone downhill.
Well, it has, and I don't know why.
I really
why does that happen?
It's got to be poor management.
I mean, that's the way I feel. And you know what really torques me off about that half the time is that when you talk to people about it, then they're like, I don't know, man, there's nothing we can do. I mean, they don't help us out. They don't do this or that. And you're like, what the hell? I don't understand. I don't know if things get so mismanaged below that it's tough for up above to help out. Crystals. Now, one of my teachers at school just mentioned crystals too while we were talking about that. Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah, because we've traveled south. We've gotten them a few times. I like it. I like White Castle better.
Now, and I'm still waiting for Brian to tell us what the name of that place is.
Wait a minute, Lance. Is there White Castle in California? I thought it was mainly an Eastern thing.
I don't know. Do they have any? So were there any games that were done specifically from a fast food joint?
Video games?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, McDonald's has had 2 or 3 games at least.
Do they do something with the fry guy or the Hamburglar or?
Well, there was MC Kids on NES.
Okay.
Then Genesis got a McDonald's game, completely different.
Tastes like Play-Doh.
I don't know if there's anything else.
That's funny. One of my fellow scouts when I was a kid said cookies and cream ice cream tastes like Play-Doh. We all made fun of him for eating Play-Doh.
See, that's when the kid just said, "You're about to eat some Play-Doh, wise guy."
Isn't that great? I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
I like
No.
I like Whataburger. I've had that several times.
Ooh, okay. Now wait a minute. Wow, how's Cracker Barrel feel about that one, Lance?
I'll go. I've never been to Waffle House. I mentioned that last week, but I'll go Cracker Barrel every day because they've got real food.
Well, and they're one of those places where, you know, Christine and I had fun one year when we drove down together to Florida. Oftentimes she'll fly down and I'll drive, but one of the last years recently that we've driven together, we would do that the whole way down. We'd go to down because they're like every 5 seconds on the way down. There's a Waffle House. And then there's always a Cracker Barrel too. So late at night, we would recharge ourselves with a Waffle House. And then when it got to, 6 a.m, then we'd stop in at Cracker Barrel. And Cracker Barrel is one of those places where you're like, "Hey honey," or whatever. They're like, What can I get you, darling?" You're like, "Oh, what are you saying to me right now? That's so cute."
And then they got that crazy country general store thing when you first walk.
Yes. Oh, and they had Charles chips there.
Well, I remember
Can be found in this freezer section. Yes, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
See, and that's why I don't really want a McDonald's label McRib. But if somebody else makes a McRib thingy like that, then I would buy those probably. I would drench them in freaking barbecue sauce. I love barbecue.
I like when we're traveling around and you don't really want to stop and eat, but you want to just grab something to go. So I like hitting fast food places that we don't have here in town. JD mentioned Five Guys. We have them here. I really like Five Guys.
We do. No white. They sell frozen White Castles in the store, though. I had it on the road in Indiana and Illinois. Yeah. For some cool old school Eddie Van Halen interviews, search for Steve Rosen on YouTube. Or Rosen, probably Rosen. Larger selection. Yeah.
That's why I'd go with them.
I'm trying to think about what did I just do? Did I do? Okay, good. I did it right. I accidentally hit the 3 dots, which did I hit that? Did I do? Okay, I don't think so.
If you hit the 3 dots, you can get rid of.
It says put user in timeout or block user. I'm like, whoa, I didn't do that, did I? I want to make sure I don't do that.
Okay, if you did it and you're the person who did it to, don't worry, it was a mistake.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's like Outlook puts the trash can in the center, right about where you're going to click on it to read it. And before you know it, I've dumped an email that I haven't read yet. And I'm like, dang it. I spent many drunken night after the races at Waffle House in Arizona at 1 a.m. Because I think Gaffigan says, "Oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's still time to make one last mistake."
Look at this. A friend of mine just sent me this. That's Yadier Molina in the minors.
Oh, wow.
Look how young he is. He just played his 2000th game today.
Say that 10 times fast.
I couldn't even say it one time slow.
I can't even say it one time slow.
But he's the only catcher in the history of baseball to catch 2,000 games for the same team.
Wow.
I think he's like 5th or 6th all time now, but everyone else has done it with at least 2 teams.
And here's my answer. There's two places he says that does it: Clark's Burgers and Kirk's Steak Burger. They actually use charcoal briquettes. So, which one have you been to both? Which one is your favorite?
Wow, that'd be nice.
Not sure if you saw the St. Louis Van Halen.
Oh, okay, Slappy said he did see it. I was just putting it up there in case Slappy didn't see it.
Right, right. Next thing you know what's going to happen now. He's gonna create a black and white Amico behind them. What is this? Denny makes a great burger, though. Jeff and I always have the running joke about Moons over Miami.
We were there late, really late one night, and I think, can't remember, was it just me and you or Celia with us? I can't remember, but
I think Celia was there.
I think we'd been drinking, and they had the fresh and fruity Rudy Tooty, and oh wait, I gotta get the door.
The Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity.
And then the Moons over Miami. I was like, what is wrong? What's going on here today?
Oh, it was brutal. That's brutal. Oh, hey, by the way, I miss Charles Chips. Yeah. And then, I still have, and I use it. Actually, I was using it tonight, not for cookies, but I was using it for my corn chips. I still have a canister that's one of the shorter ones, like from back in the day. I think I got it from somebody's house or something. And it's a Charles Cookies tin, and I use it for my corn chips. A whole bag of the little round Tostitos fit in that little canister. Yeah, a Whataburger. We had one by our house, and we just don't have it anymore.
And what, in St. Louis? There was a Whataburger?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know there was any here.
Yeah, it was right down the street. I got permanently banned from a most popular Van Halen Facebook group for posting that 5150 studio Photoshop. Really? Wow. Oh, wait, what's this? Only get to have In-N-Out Burger. When I go to NAM, wait a minute. Can you get me into NAM? I mean, I've got lots of connections. I could get in there. Barry! Hi, Barry. Look at that. Yeah. Barry's like famous tiring,
She's like, you guys are boring me.
Like I need you guys.
I put your flips in there already, dude. So
Oh, they don't have any on the East Coast. Oh man, dude, we need to talk.
We do have Johnny Rockets here, or at least we did at some point. I don't know if they're still here.
We were that made our list at school the other day. Yeah. We have Johnny Rockets in California. What's this one? Wait, yeah, that's that one. Okay, I did that one. Let's see. Yeah, they are. What's up, Rich? Yeah, they were fantastic. I still wish I had one of the tall ones, though. I guess they're still, I forgot who purchased them. Does anybody know? Because you can buy Charles Chips in a bag at Cracker Barrel. So they still make them. But when I was a kid, they had a Charles Chips truck that used to drive through our neighborhood like Schwann's. And then they would, sell the chips and cookies out of the truck, out of the big van. It was one of those, the big panel vans. So, yeah.
We had a
50s vibe. Jeff, did you and I get to go to Ed DeBevick's together?
Is that the place that yells at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there.
Yeah, because it's not very far from the Hard Rock Cafe. And when we were up there, when I didn't want that kid to take our picture,
yeah,
I didn't want to chase his ass through town.
Our waiter was a smart ass, but he wasn't rude.
Well, but no, he wasn't good at it though. He was just.
I guess I'm glad he wasn't, because I have no desire to pay somebody to yell at me or be rude.
Yeah, but when I went there the first time with I guess another buddy of mine, maybe Larry and I went there, or Christine and I went there, or something. But we had a woman that was very good. She was snarky and just would say stuff, and I just thought it was hilarious. But when you and I went there, we got some guy who was just a smart ass, and I'm like, dude, not even funny. Not even funny. Just shut it and bring me my food. I don't even, you know. As that's the Perry theme right there. Oh man. What's this one? I don't have many can. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Many have retired. Oh, Spectre, get out of here. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that stuff. I'll be talking about it soon because I'll be talking about meeting up with Mark Wood there. I'm trying to figure that out with Mark Wood. I don't know what's going on with he can't seem to use the StreamYard.
StreamYard is hard.
Oh yeah. Rich says his mom had the Charles Chip service come to the house back in the day. Yeah. There you go. Texas Roadhouse versus Chili's.
Yeah, I'll take Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, is that where they have those rolls with the butter? Right?
I don't remember.
Well, all I've got to say is I remember going there because one of Christine's former bosses, their daughter worked there. So they'd go there for like happy hour. And she invited me to come down one time, multiple times, but one time I took her up on it and we went down and I tried these rolls and it had butter and I'm like, oh my God, this butter's amazing. Where'd they get this, from space or something? Aliens landed with this butter. And I was like loving it. And then one time she went and I didn't go. And she goes, do you want me to bring you something, a steak or something? And I said, nah, I'm good. Just bring me some rolls. So she brings me the rolls and the butter. And have you ever had this happen? Like you try it at home and you're like, it's just butter with some honey and cinnamon in it.
Yeah, bring home restaurant food. It never tastes as good.
No. But immediately I'm like, I can make this myself. And then I did. I whipped it up.
Speaking of rolls, have you ever been to Lambert's?
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about Lambert's at school yesterday.
Sikeston and then Springfield here in Missouri.
Yeah, yeah. And they have the thrown rolls.
And there's one in Alabama. Yeah, that place
also
is
known Abalama.
Alabama.
Woo.
That place is cool. Yeah, you go in there and they throw rolls at you. It's awesome because they have a guy a basket full of rolls, and you're like this. And the best part is they'll fire it all the way across the restaurant, which is awesome. It's always like some teenage guy that looks like he's on the town ball team, you know? He's like, whoo! And then he's like, whoo! And they're like four. And he's just like quick. I don't know what's more fun, going and having rolls thrown to you or watching people fail. I heard some lady complained because they hit her in the head. She was suing them because they hit her in the head with a roll. Yeah, that had to hurt.
I'm like, is that what happens when you fail? You just sue people?
Like, come on,
you made me look like an idiot. No, you made you look like an idiot.
I mean, you got to have them throw a roll at you when you're there. That's the whole point.
I know, Jeff, but I love your delivery.
What was it? Oh, yeah, I forget. And you just wait for it. It's all it takes. It's like calling a dog. They come right to you. Same thing at the Lambert's.
Oh, man.
I highly suggest anyone traveling through Sikeston, Missouri or Springfield, Missouri, stop at Lambert's. Ask them to throw a roll at bed. It's quite the experience. I just wish the food at first and then throw it to you.
And then they give you like huge sodas, don't they?
But they're in like the cups they use are like something you would find in your cabinets here at your house. They're just from all over the place. They all look different, all weird sizes, and
they just go to the thrift store and give me the biggest mug you got, you know. Oh man. I do need to read this again. I didn't really get a chance to read this. Yeah, the post I got really political and even racist. Wait a minute. What is that referring to?
Slappy's image. What's wearing
Oh, yeah.
on his neck? How's that?
Protective mask around his neck.
I don't know.
Yeah, and so JD was responding to that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Little Caesar.
What is this? Take out any food from McD's and it's cold once you get out the door. It just doesn't hold. It doesn't hold. Oh, Jason's Deli. What is Jason's Deli? Do we don't have that.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, we have it here.
Where is it?
I don't know. There's not many around town.
Okay.
We have one in Chesterfield.
Little Caesars versus Domino's.
Oh, dude, Little Caesars, get them out of here. You know what? I actually have a young 3-piece band I'm going to have on my show coming up, and I said to their bass player, it's really cool dude, and I mean these guys are young, and I said, dude, we need to get together. I said we got to get pizza and just hang out and talk, and he goes, as long as it's not Little Caesars. I was like, what? He goes, as long as it's not Little Caesars. He goes, I work there. I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. No Little Caesars in my house.
Well, then he could bring the crazy bread.
Whoa, okay, so I'll tell him to get the crazy bread, and I'll get pizza from somewhere else. I'll get the Domino's pizza. So definitely Domino's. I oftentimes will do a Domino's pizza on Thursday nights when I do my show. And you said Texas Roadhouse over Chili's.
I would. I'm not that thrilled with Chili's. I mean,
I'm not either, but Cheddar's. What about Cheddar's?
Cheddar's. I went to one in Tulsa and I didn't like it.
Oh, that's interesting.
We had a bad experience. It was like Mother's Day or something, and the place was packed, and the tables are too small, and people kept slamming into the back, and the whole thing was, and the food wasn't that good that we had, but like I said, it was just a one-time thing, and it was really busy.
Christian ordered the only thing we liked.
He ordered the only thing you liked? What did he get?
No, that was a different restaurant.
Okay.
We went to this seafood restaurant, and Christian ordered ribs, and we were all like, ribs at a seafood restaurant? You're crazy. But it came out, and it was some of the best ribs we ever had. We were all like, eating it. It was so delicious. I'm like, really odd of a seafood place having delicious ribs.
Oh, yeah, that's not much of a choice. I'm from New Jersey, so tell me then, JD, so is it because my teacher was mentioning this the other day, and we were talking about pizza out in Jersey, and she has relatives in Jersey, so she goes out there to visit quite often. And so is it New York pizza that you fold? Because isn't that, I mean, do you do that in Jersey too? Is that an East Coast thing, or is it Jersey doesn't and New York does? Because it's an Iron Man where he says, aren't you going to fold that? And he goes, because he brought the pizza from New York, I think. Obadiah Stain did.
Boy, JD, you would not like our pizza here.
No.
St. Louis style is my favorite. I love St. Louis style.
Just the thin crust?
There's a place right down the Manchester Faraci's that's so good. It is like,
really?
I mean, because you get it cut in the little pieces, and the crust is so crunchy.
It's like a salt.
Oh, I love it.
So yep. Both New Jersey and New York fold, and never eat it with a knife and a fork. Will somebody unfold it and slap you with it if you do? Is that a fork I'm seeing in your hand? Is that a knife? Don't even get that near there.
It's so funny because, like, you know, Chicago's got the real deep dish.
Yeah.
New York's got their stuff, and then here it's completely different than both of those. It's so funny how you go different areas and.
Yeah. Now, have you ever been on the road? Is there somewhere where you go long distance on the reg, and then you see a restaurant on the way, and you're like, well, there's no way I'm going to stop there. I mean, it's like I'll just tell you, and you can say, yeah, there's a place like that. Whenever I go to my hometown, well, it's just because we have to go up through Springfield, Illinois, and there's a place, I think it's in Litchfield, actually, and it's by the road. It's as you're driving past the town, they have a Walmart that's not far off the highway there, and they got gas stations and a bunch of fast food joints. But there's a building there that's a Chicago style pizza place. And I just saw it again on our way home from Chicago the other day, and I just keep wanting to stop there. But
interesting.
I'm just wondering if there's ever a place where you see it that you just never stopped, but you thought about it.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In Litchfield, there's a place called Pizza Man, and there's a drawing of a guy, of a chef, and he's got his fingers kind of twisted around like this. He's like, "Hey, I'm the Pizza Man." He's like this. I don't think it's Chicago style pizza though.
Because this place is like a woman's name. Walmart versus Target.
I like Target.
It's apples and oranges, really. It's not the same. I mean, Walmart's where you go to get most everything cheaper on the reg. Target's, more expensive. That's all I got to say. Although they did help me get Splatoon 2 cheaper.
I'll take
Olive Garden
every day of the week over Panera Bread.
Olive Garden over yeah, totally. Yeah.
And interesting
Olive
enough,
Garden, I mean, breadsticks.
I like
Nobody's walking around Panera going, breadsticks?
I know people make fun of Olive Garden, but it's usually really good every time I go there. Interesting, Lance, Panera Bread was started here in St. Louis, and it was called St. Louis Bread Company. And then as they started going out into other cities, they changed it to Panera Bread.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if there's any left in St. Louis called St. Louis Bread Company. Is there? Most of them are Panera Bread now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, Panera is pretty pricey for what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The last few times I've been there, their food has really been going downhill too. I don't know what's going on.
With Olive Garden?
No, Panera Bread.
With Panera, yeah. Well, we were just talking about what's the other one? What's the other family Italian thing? What is it? What's it called? I mean, it's
Pasta?
It's cheap. Why can't I? It's like a cheap place.
Fazoli's?
That started out when our kids were growing up. That started out, and it was really good. I thought, it was cheap. But it was good. And now it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I had it a long time ago, and for what it was good.
And their breadsticks were killer.
Have you been to Peschetti's?
Yes.
I actually like Peschetti's.
Me too.
We'd never been there until last year, and I was like, oh my God, this is really good. And it's not, I don't know how you describe it. It's not fast food so much, but I mean,
but it's good food fast.
It is. That's what it is. Because you go, you order, and your food is there really quickly. And obviously, the pasta is not, it's faster than the pasta can cook, unless they have fresh pasta, because that only takes, 4 minutes or so. So I'm not sure how they're doing it. I don't know if they're doing it that way, because when you get it, the pasta is not like hard. It's not stuck together. So it's not like old pasta for sure.
Right.
And it doesn't stick together. Yeah. So I don't know how they're pumping that out so quickly. It must be pasta that they're cooking in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. And let's face it, you don't go to Peschetti's really for the spaghetti or Peschetti. You go there for the bread. I mean, that long bread they have, that Italian bread, it's got a sweetness to it and it's chewy. So good. When I grew up, see, I knew of Peschetti's pretty early when I got here, because it's a lot like Avanti's back home in Peoria. So it's a lot like that. And Avanti's has a couple of locations up there, but then La Gondola started up too. So
La Gondola, that's the name of one of the restaurants in the British version of Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay.
shut your mouth.
There was a restaurant called La Gondola.
Where was it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what part of England it was in.
Okay, but it was in England.
It was in England. This is the British version, yeah.
Okay.
It's the superior version of Kitchen Nightmares, by the way.
Well, I'm gonna say, I don't, that Sam's Costco thing is a tough one because I go to Sam's and I had a Costco card, but it just didn't seem to be the big bargain. But that's where I bought my PS4.
I gotta get Greg real quick. Yeah, Costco versus Sam's is interesting. That's
Costco.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Sam's is where I go on the reg, but that's just me. Now here's another one. Do you remember the Walmart Made in America ad during Super Bowl, and they played Rush Working Man? Fail. I did love hearing Rush though. That just seems, I don't know, that doesn't seem right. But you know what? It's kind of funny. This is what I was talking about earlier, where Jeff and I have a lot of things to talk about tonight. Oh, and look, I want to know is Papa Pete still with us? I don't know that Papa Pete's here anymore. But I was saying, be careful of this movie. I found this the other day. It was in my box.
Wait a minute, Highlander 2? I thought there could only be one.
Good point.
That doesn't make any sense.
And there never should have been two. That was the problem. But that reminds me, JD, that I just got I got a package yesterday. And it's not, you ever get a package size or shape that you're like, oh wait, what is this? Even though you did order something and you're like, it would come into that, but still you're like, wait, what is that? Now I did open it up. I knew what some of it was. These are my new posters, which will go back here soon, but I had to get,
Oh, that's cool.
Frank Frazetta, the Death Dealer. Had to get it. Love it. And I had to get the full size of that. That's worth it. But then I also got, speaking of Frank Frazetta, there's Pete. Highlander 2 was fantastic, right, Stu? No.
Anyway, he popped in earlier and said some things about Kiss, and then he said he was playing Pac-Man 99. I'm curious, Pete.
Sweet.
How good have you gotten in Pac-Man 99?
This was always one of my other favorite paintings by Frazetta.
Oh, neat.
Polar bears pulling your sled for a warrior. Is that cool or what?
That's awesome.
That's so bitchin'. But this is the reason that I got these out and why I was going to show them to you. Because of what JD just said. I had to get this classic. They have these on Amazon, the posters, and there's a company that sells them. And if you buy 3 or more, you get a 10% discount. But I saw this and I had to get it. What a classic.
That is awesome.
Classic Rush. I had to get it. Look at Neil.
That is very cool.
What a beautiful shot. And that's I don't know if this was taken. I'm assuming it was the Hemispheres tour. But the other thing, because that's where they used that logo is from the Hemispheres album. But, I was really, those moments where you're Your sons just make you really proud, and they'll say something or do something. You're like, good on you, man. Nice job. Well, my son told me this weekend, he goes, you know what my favorite Rush album is? And I was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, nope. And I finally got round to it. And I'm like, dude, that's right. That's my favorite album is Farewell to Kings. Just saw the logo. Yeah.
Wow, Pete got the number 4 in Pac-Man 99. That's great.
What?
Regularly. Very nice. You'll get your pack one tonight, probably.
I mean, you got to 10, right?
I'm usually in the 10 and under most of the time.
Have you gotten to 4 before?
No, I've won twice. I got a pack one twice.
Oh, you got number 1. Okay, cool.
2 different times, yeah.
Okay.
This explains why Papa Pete hasn't been around. He says we're making him hungry, so he went to IHOP. So most likely he got stuck to the sticky table and couldn't make his way back. All that damn syrup everywhere.
He had to get his server over. Get me. I have to get back to a show, please. Could you get me off of this sticky ass bench? And let me put this up here because that is one of my all-time favorites from the album Fly By Night. Is Bytor and the Snow Dog. God, what a great song! That made a compilation tape. That's right, a mixed tape of Rush music called Rush This, because it was a bunch of long tunes that Rush did. So it's called Rush This.
Pete said his shoes at IHOP. They're still stuck to the floor.
And Xanadu's on that album too. Xanadu, Cygnus X1 Part 1, which then was continued on Hemispheres. So oops, I almost put Papa Pete in a timeout. I don't like those buttons over those dots over there. Moving pictures. I love that. Yeah, I left my shoes there, Pete says. That's dedication to our show. Thanks, Pete. That's dedication. I'm just going to leave my shoes. I got to get back. Moving pictures is a big favorite of mine, and I call that the peak of their career is what I call that, was Moving Pictures. Not my favorite album, but it's very close. Very, very close. Yeah, right? I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, so Xanadu is on there, Bytor and the Snow Dog, Cygnus X1. I think the whole first part of the album of 2112 was on there. Rise of Sky. Are you saying that would be a horrific double feature? Would be Highlander 2 and Rise of Skywalker. What's the worst movie? Well, I think we covered one of them, Lance. Freaking Megaforce was one of my least favorite movies of all time. I try not to sit through movies. My friend will do that. Pete was saying Rise of Skywalker because you see if that would get him a timeout. But worst movies, though, my friend and I have discussed this because she tells me that sometimes she and her husband will hang tight for a movie. They'll wait it out. If they've started watching it, they'll wait till the end. But I feel once I've been insulted, I'm done. I mean, there was a movie that recently came out. It was called The Devil All the Time. I think is what it's called, and it was put out on Netflix or something. And there was no redeeming value through the movie. And once it got to a certain part in the movie, I just was done. I stood up and I walked out of the room because my wife finished watching it, but I could not do it. I said, there's just no redeeming value. And the problem is they had a scene that sucked, and I knew what happened. But then the director thought, hey, what a brilliant freaking idea is I'll take you back to that scene and show you how it played out. I'm like, I don't need you to do that. That's not necessary. And that's when it bugged me. And that's when I left the room. I'm like, this isn't enjoyment to watch this shit, you know? I'm sorry. There's my rant for the night. Talking about actual best album. Why? There's my boy. All right. Why no one's talking about the actual best album, Farewell to... We were just talking about Farewell to Kings. JD said Xanadu, and it's got Cinderella Man is on there, and Madrigal is on there, Cygnus X1. I mean, it's so many good songs on that record. So many good songs. But yeah, when he mentioned that this past weekend, I was so thrilled. That was so cool. So cool. Oh, there's one. IHOP versus Denny's. Weren't we just talking about this?
And at the same time, you might as well go with stickiest restaurant. It's got to be like Denny's, IHOP, or Waffle House, right?
I was going to say the only reason you can't truly say Waffle House is because you've never eaten there.
I've never eaten there, but I know they were listed as like the most filthiest chain for a while.
Well, it's like I said, you know, Gaffigan. The one thing you never hear anybody say at Waffle House: "Good job cleaning up."
Hey, Herrick will meet it by. I haven't seen you in a while, Herrick. What's going on?
Oh man. This was good. So hard to pick just one Rush album. Moving Pictures is what got me. Oh, really? Moving Picture. You know, I saw that tour, JD. And Joe Perry project opened up for him. I was very excited about that. And then what were you hitting on, Jeff? I'm sorry, I hit.
The classic Mystery Science Theater movie, Manos: The Hands of Fate.
They couldn't save that film. And then look at this. Pete says, Legend of the Fall was better than a sleeping pill.
You know what else is better than a sleeping pill? English Patient.
Oh, how about the piano? Although, you know, a lot of people would say, I hate to do this. Should I do it or not?
Do it.
Should I do it? I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying. A lot of people would say that about 2001 Space Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, they would. No, they would. But like I told you, the first time I ever watched it was after I worked second shift. I got home. It was probably 1 or 2 in the morning. I popped in the DVD that someone lent to me at work.
Yeah.
And I watched it for 3 hours or whatever it is, 3.5 hours straight. I was so fired up after, like, it was like 5 in the morning. Finally got done, 5 or 6, and I was just, I was so excited over the movie. I was like, yeah, I get why people hate that movie.
Well, but to tell you the truth, I remember. Yeah, I remember checking it out not long ago. I mean, you know, within the last 10 years. And I watched it all. I enjoyed it. I watched it front to back. I wasn't ever like, oh, okay, I'm done with this. You know.
When that premiered in Hollywood, I remember reading Charlton Heston walked out on it. He thought it was so terrible. A lot of people just left. I did get to see it in the theater once. What's that? The High Point, I think. They showed it.
Oh, yeah.
About 10 years ago.
Because you and I went to the High. That's when we went, right? I mean, I think as couples, didn't we go see Mystery Science Theater there?
That was Tivoli.
Oh, it was a Tivoli. That's right. As soon as I said it and you were about to answer, I'm thinking, no, that was, yeah.
And then,
so Microwave Massacre, who was in that? I wonder. It stars the voice of Frosty the Snowman?
Hmm.
That's trippy. Jackie Vernon. Happy birthday! And then they kill you with a microwave. Oh, Herrickle says too, never eaten at a Waffle House. Well, I'll tell you what, you'll be tempted if you ever drive to Florida. I mean, I'm serious. They are like every other, sometimes they're every exit. And I mean, those exits sometimes are a mile apart.
You know, Heracle's here in town. We should just go pick him up and take him to a Waffle House someday.
Heck yeah, man.
So they call his
That'd be
mom,
cool.
see if she's okay with that. Heracle's friends with Christian, our youngest son.
Oh, that's cool.
And his mom.
Well, yeah, we should do that.
Used to work together.
We should do that. You know, they come out with a holiday mug every year.
I said you used to work together.
I know, but we're friends too.
Well, I know you're friends. That was kind of implied, I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't look
Oh,
like
wait, what was this one? I had the honor of seeing the final rush show at the LA Forum. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
JD. My girlfriend walked in and said Burl Ives played Frosty.
No, he played Sam. And it's terrible that I know that. There you go. Now, I never did see Ice Pirates. Battle Beyond the Stars is... it's a movie that I remember being better than I think it is now. But, you know... So I have to... Who was in Ice Pirates? Dude, I have to remember that. Because I'm assuming Jeff did not see that. Now, wait a minute.
No, never even heard of it.
Oh, yeah. It was around the same time, I think, as Krull.
Battle Beyond the
You can
Stars.
get Krull on... I think I've mentioned this before. You can get Krull on Blu-ray at Menards. That's when you're... That's the moment where I'm going, ooh... I might pick that. Now, why is it on Blu-ray at Menards? Because it's not that good. Don't buy it because you're not going to watch it.
Ice Pirates versus Battle Beyond the Stars. I've seen Battle of the Network Stars, and that was tremendous.
God. I love you for that. Because as soon as I think there's a glimmer of hope. For a second there, you go, I have seen Battle of the Network Stars. I'm like, son of a bitch. Thought he was going to say he's seen it. 2001 has a similar pace as Star Trek. Yes, I can watch both again, but they're not exactly exciting. You're right. That I agree with you, Pete. Do you hear that? I agree with you. I get it. I agree.
In 2001, they figured out that there was intelligent life besides us. They had complete concrete proof of it. That was very exciting.
What was this? They stopped having opening acts later on, but I saw Mr. Big on the Presto tour. And the Michael Schenker group, or is that the Macaulay Schenker group open for Show of Hands? That would have been Macaulay Schenker, maybe, or was it Michael Schenker? I'm eager to know that.
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, because that was the reason that Christine and Brad started really joking, and that's the reason that I met Brad, is because Christine said something about too much MSG in the food, and he goes, yeah, Michael Schenker group. Battle of the Network Stars 2, Cotter's Revenge. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Well, and you know, I keep saying Gaffigan about this because he goes, you ever notice there's always one letter out in their sign, and usually it's the W, so it's awful.
Waffle House, awful waffle. What was the Nickelodeon show where they would chant awful waffle? Camp Anawana. Is that the name of the show? Or was that just the camp name?
I think that was just the camp name.
Oh, what was the name of that show? Camp Bonawana. Yeah. Awful
The
Waffle.
Seven Samurai in space. Robert Urich was in Ice Pirates. That's right. He had an adult-sized bangaroo.
Damn Anna.
How do you get picked for an aspirin commercial? Let's get Robert Urich. He looks like he had an adult-sized bangaroo. Wait, what did you say? Adult-sized what? Adult-sized bangaroo. Write that down. We're going to use that.
David Jansen, I think, did Tylenol commercials.
He did. He did. You're right.
Oh, what was the name of the show? How can I not remember the show?
He did the Fugitive.
The Fugitive. God,
Yeah, but then he had a cop show too.
Yes, you're right. I watched the entire series of The Fugitive probably 30 years ago on PBS.
And what did you think?
Oh, I loved it. It was like hooked on it. It was just so interesting. David Jansen's such an odd actor. He's like just kind of down all the time. And I get he was the fugitive, but he's kind of down all the time.
Well, and he was in I talked about it on here a while back. When we talked about sports movies, he was on the 2-minute warning, that movie about the football game. You saw it was Robin McCauley. Wow. Is Robin McCauley. So it was the Michael Schenker group for years. I mean, and I bought that first album and never really bought any other ones after that, but they were great albums. I just didn't buy them. I don't know why. But then in like 1989, I think it was, they put out an album called Perfect Timing, but it was with Robin McCauley on lead vocals, and they called it the Macaulay Schenker Group. Robin McCauley's still rocking it. There you go. Choco Taco versus the Chocolate Eclair ice cream. I'm gonna have to go with the Chocolate Eclair. That's so good. And you know what I would do? I would take that Chocolate Eclair and I would sandwich it with the strawberry one, and I would eat that at the same time, and start screaming my frickin' head off because it would be freezing in my mouth. How about you, Jeff? Choco Taco or the Chocolate Eclair?
I don't know what those things are.
Oh my God, Jeff!
What's a Choco Taco?
All right, I tell you what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do.
A frozen taco doesn't sound good.
I'm gonna get role models out of my collection, and I'm gonna get I Love You Man out of my collection, and I'm gonna come over to your house with Choco Tacos and Chocolate Eclairs.
I've had chocolate eclairs, but ice cream?
Well, no, this is it's like a regular bar, on a stick, like a bar of ice cream, but it's got little speckles of chocolate and white on the outside.
We always call those Captain Crunch bars. I have no idea why, because they're not like Crunch.
No, they're not. But I think somebody marketed it like that once.
I don't know. That's just what we always call them. Those are delicious.
Yeah, so I'll bring those over, and then we'll get the.
I've had those. Those are really good.
We'll get the pizza. Yeah, but you don't have a so I'll get Choco Tacos if I can find them. And then we'll get the pizza from down the road from you.
Yeah, blues stink.
To the Avalanche. Yeah.
Michael Ute all day. I never thought Curtis Joseph was as good as everyone thought. He choked a lot in the playoffs. Michael Ute was one of the best of all time. All right, red or black licorice? Oh boy.
Well, it depends on what black licorice you're talking about. Or in Canada, a boot.
A boot?
A boot. What kind of licorice are you talking about?
We should do a whole show where we speak nothing but Canadian.
I think they'd start shooting warheads our way if we did that.
We'll say Z instead of Z.
You got to start talking about the treasure trail. Um, uh, I like black licorice, but I don't like the bitter black licorice. I like black jelly beans. And there you go.
How many dialects do you have in Canada?
Which dialect? Yeah, how many do you have up there? Is it like the UK and the States where we have, you know, you have your southern accents, you got your northern accents, you got your west coast, you got your east coast. Only Westerners say aboots.
Really?
I've only ever heard one person, and it was weird.
That makes sense because Pete's never said a boot.
No, he says, about. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of like both flickers.
Miracle just mentioned something earlier. Oh, talking about being the same height as CJ. Canada, or as I like to say, Canada, where the Canadians are from.
We're twice the size of the U.S., so we're all spread out and different.
You're on that upper part, though, of the northern equator, where when you look at the map, it's all stretched out and big. I mean, it's like Canada. Is Canada really like that huge, or is it kind of thinner? I mean, all I think of is this just freaking massive, huge thing, the size of Russia.
Yeah, Canada's enormous.
I mean, geez whiz.
Yeah, I mean, just here in the States, I mean, people on the East versus Midwest versus Northern versus Southern versus Western, we're all very different, I think.
I think, and that's one of the problems with healthcare too. I think that's one of the big reasons we can't get like a united healthcare thing going on, because it's so different from East Coast to West Coast, and your needs and the things that you deal with are so different.
And the metric system. Never going to happen.
I really wish I need to learn the metric system. I mean, because I'm always like, well, why don't we know that? I was going to ask Heracle. Oh, hey, Heracle, do you like Chinese food? Jeff, did you know we have a Chinatown?
Off of Olive.
No.
Yes.
Like Seafood City, right around there.
We've got like Korean sections, I know, like off of Olive.
No, we have like a Chinatown. It's like she was saying, it's like Olive.
Oh, yeah.
East of 170.
Are you talking about like there's that grocery store East and
No, like Seafood City.
I don't know where that is.
You know, it's the other side. You know what? You've been there. You just don't know it. You know what? You're talking to the wrong person, Stu. He's the one that goes to.
I hope she's not talking about the bedroom.
No. He goes to J, Asia, and they have that's true Asian.
But we don't go there anymore because there's a
go
bigger and better Asian grocery store like 10 minutes away.
Because you go to Pan Asia.
Yeah,
but every time,
awesome.
you got to picture this. So every time Jeff would go to J, all the Asians would all try to run them as if he didn't. They're like, "What are you doing here? How do you know what to buy here?"
Yeah,
he knew. He knew exactly what he needed to buy.
Even Celia's relatives that I ran into once are like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm buying food."
Can we help you leave? Did you walk in here by accident?
I mean,
wait, they do. You know the stuff in there.
Can't we all eat whatever food we want?
Can't we all just get along? That's hilarious. Oh, here, what's this? I heard him say it in Toronto around the rinks, but I don't know where they were from. A boot.
A boot.
And I was trying to see, did you say where you like to go for Chinese, Heracle? I'm just trying to find some good Chinese places, but I know that that whole strip of Olive on the east side of the inner belt is like Chinatown. I mean, it's like they even have what's it? There's a chain of Chinese places, and they have another one there. I think they have a Mandarin house down there. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
You should go shopping at this Pan Asia by our house.
And they have a restaurant in there.
Yeah, they got the only thing they're missing is like a roller coaster. This place is huge. I mean, they got all kind of different foods. Oh, in the back they have a seafood section with live, not just live fish. They had turtles, eels.
Seafood City.
It's
Except
amazing.
It doesn't stink like Seafood City.
Herrico goes to Panda Express. My son goes to Panda Express.
I think I've been there once or twice. I really like to find those places. Like we found a place that's really good nearby that we really like. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's up there on Olive, nonetheless. And they just have lots of different things, and the prices are right. I like the food and I like the prices. Dang, I can't remember the name of the place. But anyway, I love good Chinese food. Like I like meat on a stick. So good. So good. So have you ever had Tom Hortons?
Tim Hortons? Yeah.
Or Tim Hortons?
Yeah, it's all right. They're not here anymore.
No, they used to have one there
a few years ago. They came in a few years ago, put up, I don't know, maybe six of them. And the owner got into an argument with corporate headquarters. They wouldn't let him do something. I'm not sure what it was, but he's like, screw you guys. He shut them all down and just left.
Wow.
He just got rid of all of his restaurants, so there's no more Tim Hortons here.
Is his name Cronky?
Yeah, it might be. He may have been well pissed off.
I don't like the way they talk to me. I'm going to screw you all. And I'm not even going to tell you about it.
The second week in a row, a hockey conversation broke out in the chat.
Yeah. Tis the season. Also been to Chinese buffet. Oh, there's one. Are you talking about the one on Manchester? Joy? Isn't it Joy? I think it's called Joy Kitchen or something like that.
There's a Joy Luck buffet.
Joy Luck Buffet. That's it. That's the one. It's on Manchester, right down by Laclede Station Road or something.
Yeah, that's exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh my God! And then they have the tables where you can plug in they bring you the thing with the thing and you plug it in and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about dim sum.
Jeff, we were supposed to meet my family there.
Yeah, I remember.
But it was called something else.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
What?
Yeah, nobody.
Fan of Rask. Oh my gosh, look at that. 9.985 million square kilometers. US is 8,000. But plus Alaska, so almost the same. Thank God for Alaska.
What a great deal that was.
What a great
buying that from
You
Russia.
see a couple of guys walking out of Alaska going, nice job.
I mean, they really pulled one over on Russia there because, I mean, Alaska, I've never been there, but you see, I've seen plenty of videos. The place is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's filled with natural resources. I think.
Yeah. And they had actually, have you seen that? Did you ever watch that movie yet with The Last Blockbuster? Because they still have The Last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon.
Oh, yeah. Angry Video Game Nerd did a video where they were close by, and so a bunch of them went there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Blockbuster, yeah.
We got to do some road trip, dude. We got to go and do something. But Alaska, before that was the last one, Alaska had 4. So there was 5 left, and Alaska had 4 of them. So, great. Yeah. And then they shut those down. Oh, and then some of they had a bunch of movie stuff the company did. And as they were kind of closing out, I don't remember from where those things came, but they had some actual articles of clothing and some things from movies, and they sent them up there to Alaska for since they were 4 of the last 5. And so then they put them in one of their stores. And then when Bend became the last one, then they sent a few of those items to Bend. So it's pretty cool.
Lance, it's funny you're talking about Cronky and Georgia Frontier. I know in Los Angeles, I think she's pretty despised, or was despised. She's long gone now. But in St. Louis, Georgia Frontier is like a hero. And
yeah.
Cronky's the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? I want to go to Banff, Lake Louise. What is there?
I don't know where that is. The penalty box. What a great name.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that. Wow. Oh, you know what else? We have great Chinese restaurant on the U.S. side. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pete.
So what's the deal, Pete, with up there? Yeah, it's a good documentary about the Blockbuster stuff.
Pete,
so Pete,
that Chinese restaurant closed down about 8 months ago.
Your favorite one?
No, Pete's.
Oh, Pete's did.
I have no idea.
Stop use physical mean. Because I just want to know what, if there's going to be some end to this being shut out stuff,
I keep hearing conflicting things. I hear some people say, "Oh, it's slowing way down," and I've seen other news reports saying, "Oh, it's picking up, starting to rise again." I was like, I mean, somebody's lying. I mean, you can't have both.
No, you can't. And that's why I don't watch the news. So, yeah. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Lake Louise, British Columbia.
I've never been to Canada.
I haven't either. I still want to have Canadian Mounties, though. When I go in, I want them to escort me in, because it makes me think of Blue Oyster Cult. Canadian Mountie.
Is Dudley Do Right? Is that despised in Canada, or do people like it there like we like it here?
Johnny Johnson, several millions more than Eric Dickerson. Oh, beginning of the end.
But you're forgetting
QBs like Dieter Brock.
But you're forgetting the best part of Georgia. She brought the Rams to St. Louis.
Yeah. Dude, now I want to go to that Chinese. I want to go there to Joy Luck. I want to do that. Do you know what I found? Look at this. I bought some of this because I am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Is that the one with the pack of Pokemon cards?
No, it had this on the back. And this is where I'm like, you can always tell that the retro thing is still alive and well when you've got this happening. I mean, this is a brand new box of Cocoa Puffs. And they have an arcade game on the back. I mean, come on. It's like
looks pretty.
That just doesn't scream retro stuff, and and with Tommy coming out with these, this retro idea, and all these stand-up games coming out.
I was just joking about the restaurant closing down. I had no clue. Apparently, it did close down, but then it reopened.
I lost over half the business, which was people. Oh yeah. They lost a fortune. Cookie.
That's the
But I
weird
thought
thing,
that,
Lance. I think most people here would rather have the football Cardinals back than the Rams.
oh, hell yes.
Even though the Rams actually won a Super Bowl here, I think people still love the Cardinals more than the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, we were Cardinals and Cardinals. There was no question. There was no, you know, it was it just you had the Cardinals. You were the city of the Cardinals.
Yeah. Plus in the '70s, man, those Cardinal teams, even though they didn't do much, they were really good.
Well, and you had like Hart and why can't I say it? You had
And Deerdorf, Mel Grant,
Deerdorf.
Pat Tilley.
I mean, that's
Metcalf.
Metcalf. That's right.
Man, they had some good players.
And let me say, I never, these are just people that I remember from when I was growing up watching football. I was not a Cardinals fan. I was a St. Louis baseball Cardinals fan all my life, but I wasn't a Cardinals football fan. But I remember these guys. That's how good they were.
Yeah, they had some good players back then.
Yeah.
Why can't I? We're just Terry Metcalf. I was trying to think of his name, and of course, who was the Hall of Famer, the tight end? Jackie Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say before we were mentioning retro games and Amico. This issue, the current issue of ARP, they had like a 6-page article about video games, basically telling people over 50, hey, video games are cool. You got to try them out. And I thought that was really interesting because they didn't mention Amico at all, but we know that Tommy said they have an interview with ARP coming. It's supposed to come out like right before the Amico does. So,
okay.
They put them out every other month. So maybe the next one will be it won't be the next one. Probably in 4 months, I bet the Amico interview will come out.
Are you a member of ARP?
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet.
Well, Silly signed me up. I didn't sign up.
Hey.
She signed me up. She signed me up.
That's awesome. Hey. Now, did you see this one? Did you see this? General So versus Kung Pao.
General So.
I was thinking you were going to say cream of some young guy. Which is absolutely gross.
Kung Pao's a little too spicy for me.
Yeah, I like what is it? General So's chicken? Is that what it is, or is there another general thing, or is it just that?
What a great general! I mean, most guys out there fighting. This guy's making great chicken. You gotta hand it to him.
So, General,
and it's no.
You won the war, General So. What did you do? I made dinner.
So they passed the chicken all around the world. They're bringing people together. Everyone
and he's like,
chicken.
That's a battle worth winning. Thank you. So I'm going to open this. I got a package today, and I started it. I started this the other day, so I'm going to do this now. So go ahead.
Wait a minute. I got to put Papa Pete in a timeout. What did you keep here? Pete, you just snuck in under the deadline to see your shirt. And I agree, Pete. I do hate the Rams.
I grew up, though, kind of liking the Rams when I was a kid, when they were the LA Rams. And one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite romantic comedies is Heaven Can Wait. And they were the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, remember the movie Paper Lion?
Yeah.
The 1970s.
Was Alan Alda in that?
No, that was the Intellivision guy. What's his name? The guy who did all the commercials for him. Plimpton.
Oh, what was the name of it?
Paper Lion. It was, I don't even remember the premise, but there was a lot of real football being played. It was the Detroit Lions versus the St. Louis Cardinals. And it was like in the mid 70s or so. So you get to see a lot of those great old Cardinals playing in that movie.
So these are the last two books that I just ordered. My friend, I just put these on. I had these on the show the other day. And they're her Francisco books. So I didn't know that there was actually two other books. I knew there was one. So these are good family books for anybody who's looking for some cool family books. This is my good friend, Nita Larcher. And she goes, then this Eva Pfaff is the artist in here. And like I said, my friend Anita is a great artist as well.
Wait, is she from St. Louis?
My friend Nita?
Yeah.
No, she's from back home in Morton.
I was wondering because that last name, Pfaff. I went to college with a kid named Pfaff, Rick Pfaff, P-F.
Was it Pfaff or she pronounces it Pfaff?
He pronounced it Pfaff, but Pfaff,
okay.
Pfaff.
Like Du Bois?
Yeah, like Du Bois. Dubois.
Yeah,
Like,
here she is.
said,
Was it spelled like that?
Yeah, P-F-A-F-F.
So yeah, so that's my friend. That's my friend Nita. And then this is Eva. And so yeah. So but this is the third book, The Halloween Pumpkin. There's also the ocean.
I like that artwork.
I know, right? Isn't it great?
Very nice.
So I was saying that, Nita does. Oh, there you go. There's all three of the books right there. And then this is an activity book that you can get. So this is the latest one. So, but yeah, all three books are there. This was the first one, and then the second one, and the third one. So it's been a tough time to. That's one of those things where it's a tough time to bring out creative projects because you can't just readily, you're getting there. Yeah, see there. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was George Plimpton did it in real life, and then Alan Alda
Gotcha.
played him in the
Okay.
movie.
Gotcha.
I got to tell this real quick because I'm impressed with this joke. Baby Pete said, "Yeah, crying over Habs just pissing their season away," and Papa Pete responded with, "Put those lyrics to music, Pete, and you'll have a #1 hit." I don't even thought that, but it's pretty funny.
Oh man.
Oh, here you go. Where can you get those books, Joe?
You can get them on Amazon. Each of these three books are all $9.99. You can get them $9.99 each. And then this activity book, though, I went ahead and picked it up as well when I was getting this one. And she didn't give me copies. I bought my copies. I want to support her for this. So I bought all the copies, but then this one was out there on Amazon for $5.99.
Oh.
So I picked those two up to keep supporting my buddy. So
By the way, thanks for
a lovely woman, and I'm very happy. I'm totally proud of her for doing this project. So,
and thanks to Joe Peace and Love for stopping by. She's been here for a while now.
yeah, and thanks for asking where you can get them. I mean, I love it. It's always great to promote something, but when people reply like that, then I know that I'm like, they heard me. That's cool.
They've had us on
cares.
all 2 hours.
Yeah, that whole part when Stu's talking, I'm like picking my nose.
I'd like
It's
to
like whatever.
I like to support the channel, but I also like to put them on mute. By the way, while we're talking about books, this book just came out, and I just got it yesterday.
Yeah. Ask Iwata.
Words of Wisdom from Satoru Iwata. He was president and CEO of Japan, or of Nintendo, not just Japan, for years and years. He died about 6 years ago. And this book is, he used to do a segment on Nintendo.com called Ask Iwata, where he would have developers from Nintendo come in, they'd talk about their games and problems they had and how they would get past it. And this book has some of that. It also has just some stuff that Iwata had said over the years. This guy, he started as a programmer, became president of HAL Laboratory, which makes Kirby and Smash Brothers, and then he became president of Nintendo. This book is really good. This guy, he was something else. When he was a little kid, I was reading his book. He got this really expensive calculator, and he learned to program on it, even though there was no documentation for it. He figured this out. He made a game on his calculator and was letting his friend play it, and his friend really liked it. And he said that he sent the game to the makers of the calculator, and he said they were just baffled. They were just like, how is there a game on this calculator? But it's got a lot. I mean, he's got a really neat perspective on things, about how to run things, and you don't even have to be a fan of Nintendo to like this book. It's just, he's an interesting guy all by himself. And I love this drawing, this little drawing of him.
I know. I noticed that. That's great.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Show it to me one more time. It kind of reminds me of. Well, no, maybe not so much.
Oh, this
it's
is
kind of a cross. It's like a cross between Schoolhouse Rock and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah, Schoolhouse Rock. This was his really famous quote. Look at this. So he goes, on my business card, I'm a corporate president. In my mind, I'm a game developer, but in my heart, I'm a gamer. I was like, man, that's such a great quote.
Yeah,
because he was all those things, and yeah, he was beloved.
Wow.
Too bad he's gone. He was working on the Switch when he died. So the Switch, the Switch was about the last thing he worked on. So it's cool that turned out really well.
That's so did you get that on Amazon? Did you order it?
Yeah, I did. I pre-ordered this. This was last year. I pre-ordered it. Yeah. And I didn't even know until yesterday. I forgot I ordered it until yesterday when it said, Ask Iwata will be arriving tomorrow. I was like, oh, awesome.
Sweet.
I always love when I order
something I want to read. This was interesting. Speaking of Japanese, Pete, this has been up here a while, but Pete says, I finally found my copy of Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. So, so did you find that when you were tidying up? Is that what happened? Is you lost track of it?
It was buried in a pile of junk behind me. The one thing he can't find in his room.
Have you ever seen any of the Marie Kondo shows?
No.
She has it was buried in a pile of junk behind me. That's beautiful. But she's just a little wisp of a woman. I mean, I'd be concerned if a big wind came up behind her and she'd just be gone. But she starts with clothing. You're supposed to clear out your dresser and your closet and put it all on your bed.
Hey, Celia, you listening? Are you listening to this?
Nope.
And get rid of shoes. Her number one tip is to get rid of shoes.
Nope.
You should only have 2 pairs of shoes. That's what she says.
Nope.
Is that what she says?
Yeah, I read all her books.
He's making it up.
No, I've read the books. Get rid of shoes. Only 2.
You know what 2 shoes Jeff owns?
Well, they're the same pair.
Your lawn mowing shoes?
I don't even have those anymore because I haven't mowed a lawn in 5 years.
You better get some new ones.
Nope.
No, I already told Sam I'm done cutting the grass.
You're just gonna hire somebody?
I'll have someone do it. I can't take it anymore. I hate cutting grass.
So Lance, I worked with a gentleman, and I don't know if I've talked about this before, and I'm sorry if I haven't. I'm boring you guys with this, but there was a guy. There was a guy I worked with, and he's still a good buddy of mine, and he's just very clever. and he came up behind one of the guys whose name was Bill, and Bill was coming from getting coffee, or he was getting coffee, and Bill was coming from the restroom, but he walks in behind him, and as they come from two opposite directions and he comes in behind him, he goes, "Hey, congratulations, Bill. I heard you became a law." I just died laughing. Oh my God. That was so funny. My other favorite thing was he was Bill was talking to a guy named Bob, who was on the other side of the partition wall from Bob, who was the smart aleck that said the Bill thing. And so Bill's talking to Bob, and he's like, "Gosh darn it." And he goes, "Man, I'm so pissed off. I told these guys where this gig was, and they had the nerve to ask me the other day again, where's the gig?" And Bob says, "Did you tell him to go to hell?" And my Bob on my side of the wall goes, "Why? Is that where you're playing?" Oh, it was so damn funny at the time. If you were there, you'd still be laughing.
Oh, my mom texted in. She wanted to. It
was under a wrestling DVD. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's. I think you were saying this earlier, Celia. My mom had gone to Lambert's. I think we were with her. We were at Lambert's. They're throwing rolls.
Yeah.
She said that they threw a roll and it hit her in the. I think it hit her in the head, but they're throwing at somebody else and they missed, and it conked her.
Right in the noggin.
So, and then I caught it and buttered it and ate it.
You're like, "Wait, I can make it." Deflected.
Lance is saying hi, Mom.
Blues are done. That's it. Blues lost.
They stink this year.
We've been through that before, though, right? I mean, they've had years where they really suck.
Yeah. Well, I'm a baseball fan anyway, so.
Yeah.
I haven't been a hockey fan since Brett Hull left St. Louis.
Yeah, and we all remember last week when we were talking about Brett. I mean, that was some drunk Brett love right there,
he's
man.
Still out there somewhere. It's been a couple years. We haven't found him, but he's still out there. He's still out there drinking and partying.
Hey, I started thinking, maybe next week or one of these weeks, like next week, we should do our show doing Rocket League with Papa Pete against Mike and his mates.
Oh, there's my mom popping in.
Hello, June Bug. So tomorrow night, I have an interview with my friend Kevin B. Klein. He's from Michigan. So, which reminds me, where's our bro, man? Where's Chuck?
I don't know. I think he showed up just to make one comment, and then he took off.
Oh, okay. But he was here tonight, though.
Yeah, Chuck was here.
How'd I miss it?
He's using that new grill. He got new parts for his grill, so he may be doing that.
Oh, sweet. So anyway, but yeah, Kevin B. Klein, he's from up there in Michigan, and this was his first album, Good Day to Be Alive, and then he put out a single called We Are Detroit, and I'd be eager to know if Chuck knows of him.
Yeah,
we grew up in. What's that?
We should ask him if he knows him.
Yeah, we should. And then he put out, but We Are Detroit was a single that he put out and did very well with it up in that area. He actually won an award. They have the, sugar. What's the name of the award they give? They do it in Nashville. Is it a Julia Award? And anyway, he won that for Best Rock Act. It's an independent deal is what it is. So it's from independent performers or record folks. So anyway, he said DJC's probably at the Retro Bro show. So anyway, but then he did that, and now he's got a brand new album. They call it Rock and Roll. That's his latest album, shall I say? It's not so brand new right now, but yeah. So he's been a buddy of mine. He came here and played an acoustic show with his buddy Mick down at Vintage Vinyl a few years back. That's where I met him and got the CD and got to talking with him. Real cool dude. Real cool dude. He's got a lot of energy too. That's one thing you'll find out tomorrow night. So tune in to Hammer Away tomorrow night at 7:00, and then you guys will be the exclusive. Are you guys ready for this? I'm getting ready to post it next week. I'm once again very excited about who we have on the show too. I got Billy Sheehan on the show next week. The amazing bass player Billy Sheehan. So it should be cool. And then the following Tuesday, the following Thursday, I won't have a show on that night. I'm going to see about broadcasting our show though, because I'm be playing out at Diamond Music Hall, backing up Claudia Rose, and Claudia Rose will be on my show interviewing on the 27th. I'm sorry. Is that right? Yeah, the 27th. Yeah. So she'll be here Tuesday the 27th before the show on the 29th. So there you go. Kevin B. Klein tomorrow night, Billy Sheehan a week from tomorrow night, and then Claudia Rose on the following Tuesday.
And this Sunday,
yes,
we have a special interview with the guys over at the Level 857 channel. We couldn't do it tonight because they're actually on right now. So we'll have them on Sunday at what is this? Well, on Sunday at 4 p.m.
Sorry.
Whoop.
There you go.
4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Papa Pete time. Papa Pete time. I'm honored.
I always forget exactly what it's called anyway, so that's perfect. Yeah. We need to send that out to Canada and let them know that's what it is now.
So I'm excited for this interview. If you guys have ever watched any of them, their shows, I know there used to be 5 guys. Last time I looked, there was only 4. I don't know if it was temporarily missing or if one guy dropped out. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look at some of their other videos. So that'll be a handful. There'll be a lot of people here.
Yeah, Lance is asking for it right here. Because $10,000 for another ticket to the ceremony. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Where they don't even. You have to pay a crap ton to get a guest in, even when you're being honored there. I think that's what it's about. But yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I talked about it last week, I think, a little bit, and it's a fracking joke, is what it is. Go back and check out some of the interviews with Paul Stanley right before Kiss was inducted, and that pretty much speaks volumes right there, and that's exactly how I feel about it. It's so stupid.
And when Devo doesn't get elected into the Hall this year, I'm gonna throw a fit.
Yep.
Wear my energy dome in solidarity with Devo.
Yeah.
It says ask Level 857 about the Amico flatbread game. I'm not sure what that is, but I did write that down from a previous show.
Yeah.
Ask me, so I got it right there. Level 857 Amico flatbread game. Got it down.
So the question will be asked. Oh, here, what's JD asking me about with Billy? Please ask Billy when Mr. Big will reunite. I know it's tough without Torpy. Yeah, that was another one of those. And thanks, JD. JD also believes that Devo should be in.
Yeesh.
And yeah, Lance, Paul Stanley. Yeah, he was just in his own, just the facts way. Paul really tore them a new asshole because he would downplay it every time, and what it comes down to for Paul, here's the easiest way to say it. I think I said it this way last week, was it's not about them. It's about the fans. They don't give a shit what the frickin' Rock and Roll Hall of Fame doesn't mean shit to him. What means something to him is the fans. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, Mr. Big, I did meet them. That's one of the photos that I have. I got to meet Mr. Big on their tour for the first record, and Pat Torpy was a great guy. One of my favorite stories about Pat Torpy is I was at the NAMM show and I saw Doug Feiger, and I walk over to Doug and say hello. This is after Jeff and I had met them. And I was saying hello, and then I took a moment and I knew it was Pat Torpy. He was just out of context. So when I looked down the way, I saw him and I said to Doug, Doug, could you help me out for a second? I said, I said, the gentleman that's standing down the way here. And he goes, oh, that's Pat Torpy. I'm like, yes, God, that's Pat Torpy. I just did not. And then he looks at me and he goes, he's our new drummer. So Pat Torpy was the drummer for the Knack before he passed, and right before Doug passed as well. So Pat Torpy and Doug Feiger got to work together a little bit.
He was on their final album, wasn't he?
Yeah, on As Nice as the Next Guy? Or was there one after that?
Was that the name of the album? It was green with like a little guy on there or something.
Yeah, I think it was As Nice as the Next Guy was the name of the album.
Normal as the Next Guy.
Normal as the Next Guy. That's what it is. Thank you. Normal as the Next Guy. Yeah. Yeah, Normal as the Next Guy. Yeah, I don't. There's their sixth and final studio album by the Knack, released in 2001. I'm gonna have to listen to that one coming up soon. I can't listen to it tomorrow because I got to listen to Kevin's stuff. But I'm trying to find out where it says, that he was on there. But yeah, it says Pat Torpy. But yeah. So anyway, really nice guy. But Billy Sheehan's great guy, man. I mean, I've met up with Billy a few times, and just a really cool dude. Really cool. So I'm looking forward to that.
Holy smokes, we're pushing 2.5 hours here.
Oh, I know. It's a great show. It's great show.
Oh,
great show.
JD saw the Tubes and the Knack at the Orange County Fair in California. Oh man,
that must have been great.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, Greg Bissonette. Cool. Yeah, so he literally ran into Greg Bissonette. That happened to me. That happens a lot at NAMM. I mean, I went one year and Dweezil Zappa was supposed to be there to promote these guitar jack thing where they were magnetic. So you plug the thing in and then the cable it's just a magnet and puts it together. And he was supposed to be there for that, but then they said he wasn't going to be there. Well, then I'm walking between the halls and here is Steve Lukather from Toto talking to Dweezil Zappa. And I was like, holy crap. And so I had gotten a picture with Steve Lukather prior, So, when they got done talking, I just asked them if I could get a quick picture, and it was great. Yeah, Dweezil's a lot of fun. Jeff, that's somebody that you should hear some of his stuff. A lot of it's very tongue in cheek, but it's a lot of it's that 80s metal style. It's really cool. So, yeah, Lukather is awesome. I'm eager to hear his solo album that he came out with. Tubes are amazing. They did the main song in the Chevy Chase movie, Modern Problems. That's right. And what else? What else? Fee Waybill. I think I mentioned this on the show before. Fee Waybill was the main guy in the group that fuses together with like the jazz swing group on Xanadu. Dweezil, not Dweezil. Fee Waybill from the Tubes is that main front man on that. So, yeah, Orange County. Yeah. Do you see that? Papa Pete's starting. I think that's it. I think we've talked about everything. Everything I had pulled out here, I think I got it. So
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, Hammer Away. Sunday night, back with Go Game Go and an interview with Level 857.
Yep. Kevin B. Klein tomorrow night. Yeah, and then we got to get a game night together. I don't know if we can do that maybe next week.
Yeah, we'll try.
So, well, but you know what though? The problem, we'd have to do it on another night, right? Because Mike's got to do his show.
Yeah, I think Mike's kind of busy on Wednesdays. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we should do that next week, though. Nonetheless, we should try to do that.
Yeah, I think we thought we'd try doing it on a Friday or Saturday one week when we can all get together.
I think that would be a blast. That's going to be fun. So,
Papa Pete's up for it.
All right. Where's the first one? Where's game? I missed game.
Go.
Game.
Gone.
All
right. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Thanks for chatting.